cap a lot better than the Lakers. That he's got Jeff Green lined up and Rondo, obviously. And they may not, long term, it's not like they're going to win it 3 years from now, but they could be kind of setting themselves up to be doing pretty well and then trade away some of those contracts in a couple years of those big three.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It goes, something that's going to be interesting is can Rondo, I think, Rondo is I think he kind of wants to be a lifelong Celtic. I think it's very good just going through, seeing what Paul Pierce went through, all those years were being bad or either mediocre. I think it is something to be a Celtic. I think Boston is a great city to live in. I think he enjoys it there. My main thing is what I'm looking for is can he be the second star? He's done great,
as the fourth star.
Yeah, as a guy on a really, really good team. And I think he could get numbers anywhere. I think if you throw him on, Minnesota and he was alongside Kevin Love, he could rack up numerous assists. I think he could average 20 points in the league. But is the team going to be good? Is the team going to win games? And that's what I'm anxious to see. I'm not really sure. I'm not sold personally. A lot of it because I haven't seen it, and he has played alongside guys, that have been, fabrics of the NBA for quite a while. But I am anxious to see if he can do that.
I think a lot of that hinges on will he be able to do the transformation that really Jason Kidd has done over his career, coming in known as Acing Kidd with no J. Now he's the third all-time leader behind Reggie Miller and Ray Allen and then Reggie Miller. Third all-time leader on three-pointers made is Jason Kidd.
Yeah, that's an incredible stat.
You think we're going to see that type of transformation where Rondo all of a sudden becomes a good shooter?
I think you've already seen it, really. I think the NBA, there's a lot of shots that are always there. And, I think Rondo is so dangerous going to the basket. I really think the same thing about Jason Kidd. When I see him shoot, he's always open. He's not taking contested shots. Their game, they have to be respected so much about getting into the lane and causing problems that they're always open. Is that a fair assumption? Is that point. You kind of see that?
You got to be able to knock down open jumpers, whether you're playing every day at the YMCA or if you play long enough, you would think if you're open, like you said. Certainly, he's going to have the opportunities. I don't know still if his long gangly arms and his big hands. I haven't seen much good shooting out of him still, right?
Yeah, but you just have to think he does not have to take a jump shot. His jump shot is the last option. Most of the time he takes a jump shot after the ball is already rotated twice around,
True, yeah, and if you're not trying to.
If you're the defense and he does, you look at it this way. If you're the defense and he does hit 3 of 4 one night, that's 6 points. But that does that take away from possibly the 16 he could get in transition? Like, he's always going to be a better teammate, a more dangerous player when he's up and down, getting in transition, finding open people, the offense runs better. In turn, your defense operates better. It's just an overall better flow when he's doing those things instead of shooting jump shots.
Certainly, yeah. I think that his impact on the game is undeniable. Even when he's, even if he were the number one player on the team, I think he would have a huge impact offensively and maybe especially defensively.
Definitely. And another thing is I don't think it'll happen I think he's signed up to his next 2 years. But after those 2 years, I think a lot of it is going to determine how Rondo wants to get paid. Does Rondo want to get paid like he's a top 10 guy? Or, is he going to settle for less and be on a better team? Yeah, I think that could go a long way to where you see Rajon Rondo and the development of his career.
Guys, I've got that video queued up here if you want to see that. For people that haven't seen it, we can flip it over here real quick. Bear with me while I do this here.
We talking about the Enes Kanter?
No, Rondo. Rondo getting hurt.
There it is.
Is that on the screen?
It's supposed to be.
Having a little technical difficulty, folks. It was an ugly injury.
If I can just get to the spot where it was. You can kind of see it.
There it is right there. Yeah, you can barely see it, but
for some reason my thing isn't running the way it should be. But there.
This will be all taken care of next week,
right
folks.
there of his elbow completely bending backwards.
the wrong way.
The wrong way.
That's horrible. I mean, he really did make a name for himself, and he'll kind of go down in Celtic history as a tough guy, which is huge.
Yeah, definitely. I do commend him for playing. Can't knock a guy for going out there and trying to help his team, but I hated the Willis Reed comparisons. Hated the Willis Reed comparisons. A lot different. No Game 7. I just don't think sports get that dramatic anymore, kind of how it was at that moment. But, you know, every sports writer is looking for the best story. But I don't know how many times I heard that.
Especially in the NBA. Colin Cowherd was talking about that today, I heard. Especially in the NBA, people just like to compare stuff to other guys. Is Kobe Jordan, is Vince Carter Jordan, is Tracy McGrady Jordan, is that Willis Reed? I mean, is Paul Pierce Willis Reed?
Yeah, the NBA is definitely defined in moments, great moments, and I think you're always trying to achieve that. Therefore, you have to do the comparisons, so you can add up the moments, in comparison to each other. Bird, do we still have you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just making sure we didn't go through any technical difficulty there.
Well, we're going to cut real quick to a commercial break. We'll be right back with KentuckySports.co with Adam Bird, our Lexington correspondent, Hank Garrett, and myself, Kelly Patrick. We'll be right back. I'm Kelly Patrick with KentuckySports.co radio show in partnership with LouisvilleSportsBuzz.com. Around here, we've got Big Blue Nation, big races at the horse tracks, big rivalries. We've got big arenas with big-name coaches. Being realistic, a lot of times we end up with big women. But there are some things that we prefer to be smaller, like the price we pay at local restaurants, or what it costs to play 18 holes, or to even have your hair cut. At LouisvilleBigDeals.com, you'll get a big deal and a small price to some of the best restaurants and businesses in the Louisville area. So jump online and visit LouisvilleBigDeals.com and tell them Kelly Patrick sent you.
And welcome back to the KentuckySports.co radio show. This is Hank Garrett along with Kelly Patrick and our correspondent down in Lexington, Adam Bird. Going to go over the Ryan Harrow situation. Our man Kelly Patrick wrote a great article. When was that? Yesterday, Kelly?
It was posted this morning.
About the Ryan Harrow being a great fit for Louisville Cardinals. Our Lexington correspondent Adam Bird didn't see it that way. We encourage all you guys to jump on the site, check that article out, leave your comments, or give us a call on the rant line, 1-877-452-1231. Tell us, how you're feeling, how stupid we are, how right we are, how much you love us, how much you hate us. However you want to do it, give us a call. So, Kelly,
And Hank still doesn't have the rant line memorized. He's got to turn around and look at the poster.
And I do apologize about that as Matt calls me out. But
I didn't call you out. People saw it.
Oh, it happened live on national television. So Kelly, give us a lowdown, quick rundown of what you thought, why Harrow is going to be such a great fit for the Cards.
Well, I think with the program, the University of Louisville basketball program being in the state that it's in, having a lot of good talent coming in and out of it, and the program year in, year out contending, it would be a very good fit for him to come in to a program that doesn't have a backup point guard right now, has a guy, Siva, who will be a senior when Harrow is a sophomore. I think it's a great opportunity for him to be a Cardinal. Patino has success in the past with bringing guys in and, maybe not the exact same situation, but similar transfer situations. I referenced, Mark Pope, Chris Smith, Reggie Delk.
Derek Anderson.
Derek Anderson.
Probably the best transfer. He's very particular about his transfers. He's later on now at U of L, but at UK, if you remember, Derek Anderson was the first one he took, And apparently the story goes that Derek Anderson had to beg Pitino to come onto the team. So, Pitino he's very particular about his transfers. If they want him, obviously he feels like he could, play in the system.
I particularly thought is a good fit after I read Harrow's comments about how, he wants to improve his outside shot. He wants to lift weights. He wants to get better in the year that he has to practice with the team, similar to how most recently Chris Smith did. I don't necessarily think he's going to be a Cardinal. I do think that he'd be a great fit for Louisville, and I think that Pitino would really help him to develop his game and to get to where he wants to be eventually, which it doesn't sound like he's a one-and-done type, Kentucky-type guy who, it's a very mature thing to back up and say, he could have done something stupid and declared for the NBA draft. Sounds like a very humbled kid to me. I don't know him, but that's my impression of him, is that he says, I got some more developing to do. I want to take a year off, practice with the team, and get stronger and become a better outside shooter. Where's the best place for me to do that at?
I agree. I think, I don't think, Kentucky would be the best place for him, because you got to think, if you're Ryan Harrow, how long it is before Calipari brings in the next stud point guard, and I'm either playing out of position or not playing at all. What does that say about, his development? I think in Pitino's system, plays more guys, more apt to play, more than one point guard. I think it would be a much better fit for him. What do you think, Bird? You were kind of hard on, Kelly there on the blog.
Well, I don't disagree with everything that he's saying. I think Louisville does have some things to offer him, and I think that he would do good at Louisville. But to say that it would be a perfect fit, for who? For Louisville or for him? For him, I don't think that's the best fit at all, because he needs to work on his outside shot. He needs to work on other things. So where he shines right now is in the open court, up and down. He's. And you say that he's not like a one-and-done type player, which I agree. But, people earlier, Hank, you said that you didn't think Marcus Teague was really. People surely didn't think Brandon Knight would be either. It just...
I did.
Do what?
Yeah, Kelly's going on record right now saying he called Brandon Knight.
I thought Brandon Knight was a one-and-done.
But yeah, I see what you're saying, Bert, is that Calipari brings it out in him. He brings it out, their best.
And if Harold's as good as we all think he is, and I think that he is, then, battling every single day in practice with Teague for a year, and then if Teague is the next one and done, great. If not, you say him coming in and playing behind a point guard, which should be a big fear, but, look what he did with Eric Bledsoe and John Wall. Eric Bledsoe was his second team All-NBA in his rookie year, so, or you know what I mean?
Definitely. Those are excellent points.
Was he? What was he? Second team All-Rookie. Is that right?
All-Rookie, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's impressive, though.
So, you got to... I think now the leader has to be St. John's for him, just because of family ties and everything. But as far as selling points for him, I don't think Louisville really... He may end up being a Louisville Cardinal. He may, and I think it would be great for Louisville if he does. But I don't see how they could present something to him that Georgia, St. John's, Texas, or Kentucky.
I think that's what really gets me. What does Georgia have to offer?
They've got that new coach down there who's doing awesome. They just had a guy go pro early, a guard. Louisville hasn't done that in forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's got to have his eyes on the NBA. He's a 5-star coming out of high school. He's got to believe that he's good enough to get to the NBA. Where am I going to go that's going to help me get there?
Francisco Garcia went to the pros, left after his junior year.
6'7".
He's taller than them. Yeah, right. He's a guard.
Wing forward guard / let's not get tied up in the in the.
If you're comparing who's put guys into the league, then yeah, Georgia's got Louisville. That's the only thing they have him on.
But wouldn't that be important to you as a 19-year-old kid? With your ultimate goal has to be the NBA. He has no ties to Louisville or Georgia, so